Hi, I'm Terry, and I'm nuts about stamping. Today I have a cute project to show you. It's a friendship card, and it's using the Big Shot because today's my Sundays with Sizzix project. And I'm going to be using the textures plate. I'll try and bring this up. I've used textures on the top part of the card layer. And then I also want to introduce you to some new products that are going to be available to you as of April 1st. They're featured in our Occasions mini catalog, which should be coming to your door any day now. At least if you're on my mailing list, it should be coming to you this week. Here's what you need for this project. You need your Big Shot. You need your Flourish Sizzix texture plate. You need your basic gray classic ink pad. And then featured in the Occasions mini catalog is this stamp set. It's called Great Friend, and it's just a really cute stamp set. You're also going to need some cardstock. You need basic gray for your card base, and then Whisper White, and we're going to run that through the textures plate. And then you need some scrap white cardstock to stamp and cut out the You're a Friend image here. Also, you need taffeta ribbon, and this is cut 14 inches, and I used the gray, basic gray taffeta ribbon, which matches the cardstock. Some Stampin' Dimensionals, you can see I'm almost out of mine, and then the Stamp-A-Majig, which will really help to do the word image inside the background image. All right, let's make the card. Let me move everything out of the way. Bring the Big Shot in. All right, so to use the texture plate, you need the basic platform for the Big Shot. Then you want to put your plate on. And I'm going to do something a little different with mine. I only want the top part to have the texture image. So I'm going to feed part of my cardstock through the Big Shot so that it's not on the plate. And that way I'll have room at the bottom to stamp my butterflies. So I've got the texture plate, I've got my cardstock. Next you put the silicone rubber pad on. And then you're going to put the textures impression pad on top. And then you're just going to run it through the Big Shot. There we go. Move that out of the way. All right, now you probably can see an impression line here, I'm hoping, and then I've got the beautiful Flourish texture. And don't worry about this impression line because that's where you're going to put your ribbon. All right, the next thing I want to do is I want to stamp my butterflies. So bring in the stamp set. So I'm going to use this butterfly image here, and then my basic gray ink. And I am going to stamp off. So I just brought in a piece of scrap paper. Because the basic gray ink is very dark, I want to stamp off twice before I stamp on my cardstock because I want the image to be really faint. Then I'm going to ink it up again, stamp off a couple of times, and bring this in. Do it like that. Stamp off. Maybe I'll just put a little bit like that. I think that's good enough. Okay, so, the next thing I want to do is I want to stamp my word image. So I'm going to bring out the frame, and I'm going to ink it up with basic gray and stamp it down like that. And then I'm going to bring in my Stamp-A-Majig. I don't know if you've ever used a Stamp-A-Majig before. If you haven't, it's a fantastic tool. It's a way to line up your word image onto a piece of cardstock. and you can place it so that it will match perfectly inside the frame image. Or if you wanted to do a row of words, you could make sure that your row doesn't go crooked, it goes straight across. So I stamped my frame, and now I want to stamp my word image inside the frame. But I tend to stamp crooked when I try to just eyeball it. So here's what you do. You bring in your Stamp-A-Majig, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to line up the corner inside the T so it's nice and tight. And then you're going to ink up your stamp and stamp it down, and I've done that already. Then the next thing you want to do is bring in the sheet of cardstock that you want to place your image inside, and then you line it up. You get this nice and tight in there, and you adjust and you keep adjusting. Just raise it up a little bit. Okay, and then you hold this down very firmly. You ink up your stamp again, and then you stamp it down. And there you go. It fits in beautifully. So if you don't have a Stamp-A-Majig, you're going to want to get one really soon, because this is a beautiful way to stamp a word image in there without being crooked. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out. Well, I've already done that so that you don't have to watch me on the video cut it out. So that image is ready to go. And then what I want to do is take my basic gray ribbon, and I want to tie it in a knot, and I'm going to cover up that impression that the textures pad made. Oops. It's amazing how I can tie a ribbon very easily when I'm not videoing myself. There we go. Okay. And then I want to trim my ribbon. There. And there. And then I'm going to bring in the card background. Hold that. And then I'm going to adhere it to my card front. Like that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the stamped image that I've cut out and my dimensionals. And I'm going to add a dimensional at the top and a dimensional at the bottom. And peel off the backing on the dimensional. I think what I might do is just slide my ribbon over just a little bit, like that, and then add my word image like that, and there. I've got a cute little card that's quick and easy, that features the Big Shot and a new stamp set that's coming out in the Occasions mini catalog. I will have a listing of the products that I used today, all the measurements, and a close-up picture of the impressions that I made and the entire card on my blog later on today. It takes about an hour to upload through YouTube. So check out my website at www.nutzaboutstamping.com. That's N-U-T-Z, aboutstamping.com. I'm Terry, and I'm Nuts About Stamping. See you soon.